The Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF, leaders from Rukiga district and residents gathered today to mourn the loss of Brigadier General Twinamatsiko, a senior military officer who tragically passed away in a car accident along Masaka Road on Friday, September 13th of 2024. The final funeral service held at Kakatunda Playground was attended by hundreds, including Rukiga County Legislator Honorable Roland Ndyomugyenyi Bish, who expressed deep grief over the loss of his nephew. In his tribute, Honorable Ndyomugyenyi described Brigadier General Twinamatsiko as a patriotic, hardworking and cooperative individual who was deeply committed to both his country and his family. He remarked that Twinamatsiko was not only a relative but also a close friend and ally whose dedication to national service and family was unparalleled.
A while ago, akanterera yandasaza atango akaramanyangu liwo nakunda mnongo mujejinsi ndachimanya general atabana banje ndenda kubahingira ati nangari wa chairman w'embaga zabo ati wanachiru abantu mwena especially aba family twine kwataniza abo bana murara Yesu bamazire kushoma nango bamwe barakora bingi konka abachari bato tunuguma turabagayidinga tunuguma tubabirireho kandi cyatuma nayo kachiru. I think the functions will go on. So ko kujeno yabire yafshabire kandi abanyamuna bakaya kugambire tuzaguza mikoro y'abana tugire ki tugikore kandi be successful in the honor of generals wish.
The service attracted both retired and active army generals who paid their final respects to their colleague. Brigadier General Twinamatsiko, who was eulogized as a dedicated leader who made a significant contribution to the UPDF and to the development of his home country in Rukiga district. Mourners and colleagues spoke of his patriotism and the lasting impact he left on both the defense forces and his hometown. A notable moment during the service was a revelation by the UPDF Land Forces Training and Doctrine Joint Staff Brigadier General Alex Olupot that Brigadier General Twinamatsiko preferred to be called Mutrezi, a title rooted in the region's cultural heritage. This nickname, he said, reflected his deep connection to his identity and values, which he proudly carried throughout his military career.
Take him away. During our interaction, I noticed one thing, that the general was a very friendly person, a very jolly person. I knew him as a patriot, yes, but I also knew him as a person who loved his background. He loved to refer himself as Omuchwezi. He preferred saying, I am a Muchwezi from the northeastern part of Uganda, and he is the Muchwezi from the southwestern part. He was fond of that and was part of our interaction. I saw in him a colleague, a dedicated colleague who would never relent, even when he was given an abrupt assignment. He would want to execute it to the latter.
Major General Henry Twinamatsiko, representing the Chief of Defence Forces (CDF), delivered a tribute on behalf of Brigadier General Twinamatsiko's employers. He highlighted the immense contributions the fallen general made to the Defence Forces, especially his role in shaping future soldiers through his position as Director of Training and Doctrine for UPDF Land Forces.
Brigadier General Twinamatsiko joined the Uganda People's Defence Forces according to the records on 27th April 1987. He since diligently served his country, National Resistance Army / Uganda People's Defence Forces in various capacities, both command and staff positions. The departed general has therefore been instrumental in the restoration and upholding of peace and security of the country. The Uganda People's Defence Forces is saddened by the loss of such a senior and professional cadre whose input was still much needed.
The Diocese of Kigezi Secretary, Reverend Canon Militon Kurununji, represented Bishop Gada Kanjuna in leading the service. He reminded mourners of the transience of life and encouraged Brigadier General Twinamatsiko's children to preserve their father's legacy of dedication to God and community.
Life is all about God. Amagaraga kutwine gaine mukama wago. Human beings, omuntu nobuyojo bw'enjata akajiramani kali physical. Time comes oboleshanga amani after all n'obwenje binahwiragarukira. We do not have the wisdom. Life remains in God's hand.
Eulogies from his 3 wives and 9 children painted a picture of a responsible and loving man. His children fondly recalled how their father referred to himself as a general of God, highlighting his deep faith and commitment to his family's spiritual and educational well-being.
wabashanga hamo arajangu ni mama omwe bona bari kwatagana kandi cyamane kiyakozire tayina mwana wasigira tahereza ashomesiza abana akozira buri kimwe abana bamanyana nibakwatagana icyo mbone nje bariza mukama abinda kuchira kuchikaho.
Used to identify himself as a God is genuine. He taught us how to pray. He taught us how to love. Those were the most important things our father taught us. He told us, love people. Even though people hate you, love them. Teach them how to love you.
Brigadier General Twinamatsiko received a military farewell with an 11-gun salute before being laid to rest at his ancestral home in Kabale, Buchinda, Muhanga Town Council in Rukiga district. His military journey began soon after his university graduation when he joined the National Resistance Army (NRM). In 1988, he received military training from Yugoslavia, and by 1991, he had completed a cadet course, earning the rank of second lieutenant. He received military training in Yugoslavia, and by 1991, he had completed a cadet course, earning the rank of second lieutenant. His exemplary leadership led to further promotions, and by 1995 he had risen to the rank of captain after completing a senior commander's course in Monduli, Tanzania. Born on November 28, 1962, Brigadier General Twinamatsiko's life and service leave behind a legacy of leadership, mentorship and development, not only for the UPDF but also for his family and the wider Rukiga community. Compiled by Maria Mishimwe and Ndyomugyenyi for Kigezi Television.